Well, good morning from our home to your home this morning. It's a very snowy time here in Malvern this morning. As I look up to the hills, I can see they're covered in snow. I just thought we would just do a short reflection this morning as it's following on from our Easter reflections. I'm sure, like me, you've heard many quotes or sayings that have happened over the last couple of days as the news was broke about the death of the Duke of Edinburgh. And one of the quotes that I heard said on the radio, it said, the Queen said, "I have to be seen to be believed." And that made me think about the Easter story. I don't know if you've ever said this before, "I don't believe you." I don't know whether that's just a Northern Ireland quote, or actually I've heard people maybe say it here in the UK and in England. But often in Northern Ireland, when someone tells you a story, we will say, "Oh, you're kidding me. I don't believe you." And I'm sure I'll get some feedback on this, whether it's just a Northern Ireland quote or not. But it made me think about the Easter story. And last Sunday we celebrated Easter, the day when we remembered that Jesus rose from the dead, and we have this promise of the future. But in John chapter 20, we have this story about this guy called Thomas. Take time to read through Thomas's story. What happened was Jesus appeared to the disciples, but Thomas just happened to miss that appearance. And no doubt he was disappointed and feeling left out of it. And in John chapter 20, we hear that Thomas says, "I won't believe it unless I see him." And I don't know about you. Have you ever thought that about when it comes to God? I don't believe it unless I can see him. Or have you ever thought, well, I don't really believe in prayer because there is no God? Have you ever thought that? I don't believe it. Well, this was Thomas. He had this experience where Jesus had appeared to the disciples and he had missed out. For you and I today, we can't see Jesus, but we have a choice. In this story in John chapter 20, it says Jesus appears to Thomas later on, a week later. So Thomas had to wait a week before he saw Jesus. And Jesus says to him, "Reach out." And maybe this morning, that's your invitation. God has given you that invitation this morning. Maybe he's saying to you, reach out. I don't know how that applies to you today. Maybe it is to reach out and to believe that God will answer your prayer. Maybe it is to reach out and take that next step of faith to belong to a church, to join an Alpha course. Whatever it is, maybe God is speaking to you today and he's saying to you, reach out. And also he may be saying to you today, just like he said to Thomas, stop doubting and believe. I don't know what you're waiting on for this morning or what you need to believe God for this morning, but I would encourage you to take that step. God's given you that promise this morning. If you reach out, stop doubting and believe. And then there's this wonderful moment in John chapter 20 where Thomas says to Jesus, "My Lord and my God." That moment when his eyes are opened and he realizes Jesus is with him. So maybe today God's invitation is to you to reach out and to stop doubting and believe. And one way you can do that is by joining an Alpha course. Many Elim churches are running Alpha courses. They begin now on the 21st of April. And I would encourage you to look into that and think about joining an Alpha course. Or maybe it's to reconnect with the church. Maybe you used to go to church, and maybe today God is saying to you to reach out and join a church. We would love to hear from you. Do drop us an email or message me on our Facebook page. I would love to hear from you and be able to support you. I can see a couple of people have joined this morning. Good morning, Rachel. Hi, Alan. Lovely to have you and Helen with me from Northern Ireland. And morning, Ian. Good to have you with me. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you.